Hey there YouTube, this is resplendentxatu back again with episode 21 of my Pokemon Leafgreen single type randomizer challenge. And as we go on to head on taking on our last gym of this playthrough, Giovanni's gym, I figured we should think about the gym system in Pokemon, which I think is coming back for Sword and Shield. Again, I haven't been following it super closely, so I'm not sure. But what do you guys think about the island challenge that was in Sun and Moon? Do you guys like that more than gyms, less than gyms? Did you hate it? Did you think it was refreshing? All those things are kind of true. I wish it would have showed up alongside regular gyms. Because I miss gyms, but I did like the island challenges, and some of them were actually pretty difficult. So I have mixed feelings about the whole thing, but fish fact for today, an electric eel can generate a shock of up to 700 volts. So that's pretty intense. I was under the impression that it was a moderate amount of electricity that they use, but I guess that's not the case. Anyway, so let's go ahead and let's take on Giovanni's gym here. Okay, so it's either a dark type or a grass type gym. So far it's a dark grass type gym, because both of our... It's grass type, okay. Oh man, that's appropriate. The last gym is going to be difficult because it's grass type. Now thankfully we do have Pelipper, which does well against grass types, but as you can see I had a really rough time with that victory bell. This should be quite a gym match. Oh, sheesh. Come on. Woohoo! Yeah, gonna be lots of one-shots in this. Now, I also have, what's it called? Celio, which does decent against grass types too, because of the ice typing. But yeah, this is gonna be a tough match. Once we get there, it's even been tough to get there. Making a lot of Pokemon Center trips so far. So again, just a reminder, if you haven't been following, the Pokemon Black card lock will be starting as soon as this oh my gosh, as soon as this playthrough is done with, which should be sometime, well, I guess today's Thursday. This episode will be premiering on a Monday. It will be next week now, probably this same week that this video comes out, that we will finish the playthrough, depending on how well I do against the Elite Four, of course, because I might lose against the Elite Four one or even a couple of times. On account of how much difficulty I've had with this, and really I haven't done a lot of grinding, and I've done that intentionally to keep the battles harder. And I don't plan on doing grinding before the Elite Four. Oh my gosh. Cradilly, you butthead. Come on. I hate these stupid panels. I've always hated them. Okay. There we go. Ooh, man. That's what a type advantage does for you. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Boy, Tangela is always way stronger than I give it credit for. I don't know. Tangela is one of those that I just never am interested in or use or anything. I think mostly because it's so late game. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen a pattern in the way I play, but I do have a tendency to establish my team for playthroughs, and these challenge runs that I've been doing have been no exception to this, but I do have a tendency to establish my team pretty early on in a playthrough. In fact, the Ruby Randomizer is probably the latest I ever added team members to my team, because I lost them, right? So yeah, I mean, I do. I have this tendency to form teams really early on, so some of the late game Pokemon, I just never end up using. Now, this is problematic also. Now, I've told you guys I'm playing through, for the card lock, I'm doing black version, because I've never played black version. Now, that's not entirely true. I have played black version, but I've never finished. In fact, I've never even gotten close. I've beaten, like, the first gym a couple of times, and I always quit out. And the reason for that is because, well, I just get bored with it. I don't like the starters in that generation, and I don't like any of the early game Pokemon. Yeah, and that's not to say that I don't like Gen 5 Pokemon. There are a lot of Gen 5 Pokemon that I do like. Just most of them are available pretty late game. Which causes me, personally, to get bored midway through a playthrough almost every time I've done it. In fact, not almost every time, every single time I've done it, I've just gotten bored. So it'll be nice to finish a Gen 5 game for the first time all the way through on camera with you guys. I am lost. I just don't see a way. Oh my gosh. Okay, so am I healed up? Is everybody doing good? Okay, well, let's prepare to take on Giovanni then. Woohoo! I've noticed that Gen 5 is kind of divisive, too. A lot of people have Gen 5 as their absolute favorite, and then some people can't stand Gen 5. I find myself somewhere in the middle. I mean, I don't actively hate Gen 5, but I've never been able to finish it. And it's sad, because I'm an older Pokemon fan, and I feel like Gen 5 was made for kind of my group. And it doesn't help that I kind of halfway took a break from Pokemon during Gen 5 too. Ooh, I don't know if I can do this. What level are you on? Woohoo! I got rolled. Okay, we're gonna try it again, but this time we're gonna start with Pelipper, or better. No, let's start with Celio. Let's do that. I can't even... I'm so bad at these things. There we go. I might just straight up not be strong enough to do this. Yeah, Quagsire is useless against these things. As is Corsola. Yes. Okay. I might be able to pull this out with my Max Rise here. Woo-hoo-hoo! So I've never used Blossom in the playthrough, but I'm planning on it. I'm doing a personal, unrelated to the channel playthrough of Pokemon Silver right now. I'm planning on using Blossom. Right now it's a Gloom, but I am planning on using Blossom for that playthrough. No. Well, that was a tough battle, and I couldn't have done it without items. We'll have to see. I did get an Earthquake TM, that's nice. We'll have to see how well I do against the Elite Four, which is coming up in the next couple of episodes. Next episode will probably be crossing the Victory Road. After that, we will take on the Elite Four. Push that Earthquake TM, because I guarantee... Who do I want it for? Probably Quagsire. A little bit of stab action for Quagsire. Okay, well, again, I've been resplendentxatu, and be sure to tune in next time for another great Let's Play.